Addison Lee is Britain's biggest minicab firm, a £200 million company which books 25,000 journeys a day.
Can I take the job number for the booking, please?
Where are we going, please?
The world of taxis used to be a bloke's business.
Traditionally, the minicab driver comes off the road, works in the office, they sit around smoking fags and talking about football.
But the arrival of women has put children and careers on a collision course.
I don't want to be stuck in my house all day, every day. I don't think just because I have a baby, I should be shoved into a corner or locked out of sight.
So the company are trialling a radical American scheme that allows babies in the office.
Like a lot of ideas at Addison Lee, it's a bit crackers. We do try a lot of new things, and most work, some don't.
Big to 6, sorry.
6 in the morning.
A one-day trial caused teething troubles.
Nyla, Mummy's going to work now, OK?
And 3,500 drivers nearly went unpaid.
I'm not able to do a few things at once, especially when I have a nearly 2-year-old running around screaming for attention.
Now, 7 parents must combine their day job
After all that you don't want.
with being mummy and daddy for a whole month.
With this experiment, I really want it to work, but I don't know if it's going to work.
From the call centre...
Good morning, Siobhan speaking. Can I take passenger's contact number, please?
...to the sales team.
You've all got like 25 minutes to get that to green, yeah?
They must train their new recruits.
Ta. All right, you're not having that.
And prove the doubters wrong.
For 1 or 2 days, it's lovely, but I reckon for every day of your working day, it could never run.
But can the taxi business and babies start a workplace revolution?
It's nice, yeah, but it is a kind of a hard sell environment. Obviously, I don't want it too airy-fairy in here.
Or will this be one journey that all ends in tears?
I don't think I could do this full time.
Can I have my agenda back, please?
Last time, Britain's busiest cab company allowed babies into the office for a single day. Whilst mums and dads with babies suffered some hiccups.
OK, sorry, that way round.
Nyla, Mummy's going to work now, OK?
For some, it was a revelation.
Yes, I am happy. It feels really good, to be honest. It feels really good to be back.
So what can I say? Baby's at work. It's a great idea.
Colour no more.
But toddlers caused trouble.
Do you want to come over here? Do you want to come to Mummy? No? I feel so bad.
And for one mum, one day was enough.
Let's go. I'm happy actually to go home.
Bye.
Now MD Liam has extended the trial for an entire month.
Whilst we learnt things from the one day, it had its highs and lows, the novelty factor meant that you're not going to get a true picture of how it really affects and how people interact with these kids once they see them day in, day out. So I think by doing a longer period, we'll get an idea of people getting more comfortable with them in that environment. They'll get used to doing the job. Hopefully the productivity will improve and we'll then get a true reflection on what it would be like long term.
Liam's head of human resources, Claire, wants it to work for her own reasons.
Personally, it's probably made me more broody. I think it helps that I've got Paul's very cute daughter, Lila, who sits just outside my office and she's gorgeous. I definitely think it's made me more broody.
Now, everything depends on the next 4 weeks.
In concept, fantastic idea, but if it's too chaotic, if it's too disruptive, then it's not something that we can persevere with.
7 parents with 7 babies have agreed to participate in the month-long trial. If it succeeds, they hope Liam will agree to make it permanent. One parent keen to make it work is 24-year-old single mum Maria. She works full-time and has a 15-month-old daughter, Tanisha.
If I could take her to work with me, it would be better for me because then I could, you know, get that more of a quality time with her, you know. It would make me feel happier if I could see her more often. I'll feel more involved in her life. I wouldn't feel like a part-time mother anymore.
Maria chose to return to work after having her daughter, rather than relying on the state.
It's comfortable, isn't it, to rely on benefits, and you have that time with your child as well. So if you're getting paid to stay at home with your child, why not? Who wouldn't, really? But I had that drive to kind of build on my career and possibly build a better future for me and my daughter.
For the next 4 weeks, Maria must prove that she can do her job and look after Tanisha at the same time.
Hello. Say good morning. I think it'll make me feel more positive because there's times I feel quite down at work. I'm much more quiet than I was before. It's because sometimes I think about my daughter and I can feel a bit guilty that she's separated from me, if you see what I mean.
What we need to do is grab some details from you.
Maria works in the sales department. It's target-driven and highly competitive, which means patients will be in short supply.
The sales team is a certain type of guy. I think the 4th floor in Addison Lee has got a kind of reputation for being very boisterous.
Do go on direct debit and you get a 5% discount.
They're here to sell. And, you know, they all want to be the best salesman out there. They all want to earn the most money.
All right, darling. You need to have your bottle. Please. We have to go in a minute. Oh, darling. I've got more cards to open.
With the kind of job that Maria's doing here, is very kind of like much attention to detail. It's amending people's accounts. It's, you know, making sure that the right payment details are on their profile. You know, yeah, it's admin work, and you could say it's quite repetitive, but it is important because, you know, if a customer is phoning to book a taxi and, you know, their details haven't been put on right and they can't get their car, it's, you know, we're not delivering what we should be delivering.
Call centre agent Zara has 2 daughters. In the one-day trial, she brought both into the office, but struggled to handle her 2.5-year-old toddler.
Nyla's getting bored. I'm thinking maybe I'm better off leaving her at nursery because she does have fun there.
For the last 2 years, Zara's been getting up for work at 4 a.m. so she can see her children in the afternoon. Now, she's trying to make the scheme work for her 13-month-old baby, Alina.
Okay, Melanie, I've got your number firstly here. Passenger's name, please. Yeah, it's 809053. I think it will be a really big difference. Not only cutting down the costs, but also spending more time with my youngest. I miss spending time with her and might miss her first steps or something, you know? At least if she's around me, I can see all of that and not hear it from, oh, she done this today and she done that today.
Okay, and passenger's name, please?
Also in the call centre is mum of 6, Shalon.
What about that one? Was that too boring? Oh, no? Ooh, yeah, you know what that's for, don't you? Hmm? Pumpkin? I need to get over to chauffeur service.
For the one-day trial, she came back from maternity leave with her 5-month-old daughter, Madika.
She's met so many different people already. I mean, she's been passed around the office. She's getting to know new children. She's still here with me, so she feels safe. So I don't see any negatives for her.
Childcare for Madika could cost Shalon hundreds of pounds a month. With so much money at stake, she's determined to make the trial work.
It's the 21st century, why can't you do it? I mean, it's very easy to make an office child-friendly. A cot, a chair, there's fridges in the break room, put their formula in there. You can't tell me it can't work. I could make it work. I could show you it would work. There we go, Hamadi.
But not everyone in the call centre is keen on the scheme.
A full-time job at Addison Lee is a full-time job, believe me. It's a busy, busy company, and we need to be on the ball all the time, otherwise things could go horribly wrong very quickly. It can't work. It just can't work.
children at work? Where's the children? Where are they? They've all gone, they've all disappeared, see? Oh, there's dummies everywhere, look. See, health hazard, that is. Health hazard. Children at home, that's when they're at their best. That's when they're at their best. Look at that, look. That is lovely. Surrounded by children.
And let's stand up. You haven't been paying attention to all this good work we've been doing while we've been minding our children, have you?
Yeah, I can see you taking a booking now. Doesn't she take up half your time?
Not at all.
Not even now?
Not even a little bit.
Back in the sales department, it's 4 p.m. and time is running out for Maria. If she can't process the contracts, the sales team won't receive their commission, and the whole trial could come to an early end.
I feel very stressed out. I'm struggling and finding it very difficult to handle Tanisha and my work at the same time. Usually everything's just completed, everything's up to date, but Tanisha hasn't given me the time today. It's mad. An hour ago I should have finished. So how crazy it is. I'm gonna get an account number for this. Oh, I printed it now.
The clock is ticking and the working day is nearly over.
Everyone, have a good weekend. I'll see you around then. Yeah, I'll see you. See you later.
Maria's colleague Paul steps into the breach, but Tanisha doesn't want to be apart from her mother.
Mama, it's Mummy.
Yeah. Who's that? You're not going to stay with me, are you? Go on, are you okay?
Thanks,
Is there anything else you need done?
I need to set up this account.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave that to you.
Yeah.
In the nick of time, another colleague comes to the rescue.
Today's been the worst day of my life.
And it hasn't just been hard for Maria.
So far. Obviously, I'm going to miss my train. That's okay. That's the price I'm paying. Kids, though.
Eventually, Maria finishes the job, but it's taken its toll.
It just stressed me out too much today. At one point, I felt like crying. I felt so stressed out. And I thought, oh, I can't just drop her to nursery. And then I can just get on with this and she'll be happy there, she'll be looked after. Thank you. I don't want to do that, but because it became so hard for me today, I just felt like giving up at one point. Having both worlds, having Tanisha and my work life in one, is kind of slipping away. I just didn't expect it to be this hard to do both at the same time.
Down in the call centre, there's more bad news.
We've had a customer complaint. A passenger was expecting a vehicle this morning, important meeting, 6 passengers, car's not arrived. So what we're going to do now is listen to the call.
Good morning, Shalon speaking. Can I take passenger's contact number, please?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
It's really quite loud, isn't it?
Hi, Shalon.
Shalon is called into her manager's office.
I know when I got in this morning, I did want to log in on time, so I did.
Right.
And I was aware that for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so, she was loud.
Is it as simple as you haven't just clicked confirm at the end of the booking?
That's exactly what it is. I took the booking correctly, and in my mind, the call was finished.
Okay.
So I hung up the phone, and then I thought, oh my God, let me get her quiet, without realizing I didn't confirm it.
We just want to work out how to address it in the future. If the baby is really, really loud and really screaming, I think it would make sense for you to actually say, I'm really sorry, we're doing an experiment. That's the noise in the background.
I wasn't sure if I could say that.
And I suppose, yes, in the sense that that would have given the customer that information if they'd hear.
Yeah.
However, would it have changed the outcome?
Maybe, because I was so busy trying to keep her quiet so that the customer wouldn't say anything, where maybe if I could have said to him...
Giving you some more time then.
And then it would have took the pressure off a little bit.
Definitely.
Okay. That's good.
Okay. I feel okay. I feel okay. And I know that now I'm allowed to say to the customer, I'm really sorry, baby's here and, you know, she's a bit agitated where I didn't know I was really able to say it. So I kind of was trying to really hurry up, get the call over with so I can get her quiet and take another call, where now I know that, you know, I've got just that little bit of leeway to explain, and that takes the pressure off of me, and hopefully no more mistakes. Thank you. Okay, this has to go back here. See you tomorrow.
It's still early days in the trial, but Managing Director Liam is already assessing the parents' performance.
We're a week into the programme now, the project, and we've been able to see how that affects the different work rates of the different people. And it's very much dependent on what job they're doing and what department they're in. You know, some people have maintained a reasonable level of productivity, others really haven't. So I'd want to see a turnaround in some of those. But then the upside is there has been a lot of positivity around the programme as a whole. So the loyalty and the enthusiasm from the other staff and the morale that's come with it and the uplift in that's had significant benefits.
It's 6 a.m. and single mum Thelma is getting ready for her second week of the trial, along with her 3-month-old baby, Tyler.
I really enjoy being a mum. I feel like at least now I'll never be on my own again. I'll always have someone there. I'm glad that I'm able to go to work with Tyler, because then I could get back to work early and earn some money as well as have him beside me. Okay, Tyler, we need to be quick today.
She's so determined to make the trial work, she's prepared to make a 2-hour commute on 3 buses to get to the office on time. The one-day trial gave call centre agent Thelma a glimpse of a brighter future.
My day is going great. I've managed to balance motherhood as well as work, because it's hard being cooped up in a house with a newborn 24/7. So it's nice to get out and get some fresh air, but in this case I'm at work earning some money.
But now she must handle over 170 calls a day, every day for a whole month, all whilst caring for baby Tyler.
What day is it for? Sure, what's the postcode, please? CR5.
It's not just mums who are keen to make the trial a success. 42-year-old car control manager Paul had a recent addition to his family, 11-month-old baby Lila.
No one would have been able to tell me the emotions I feel now, you know, prior to her coming along. Now I have her, it's like, you know, I cherish every minute with her. Myself and her have a great relationship.
Paul missed out on seeing his 2 eldest children grow up. This is his chance to avoid repeating history.
It's good to be seeing her grow up, get her little characteristics, and you know her, you know, developing her character. So it's good. Come on in, let's go out. Hello, fella. Jim Cool.
As car control manager, many of Paul's meetings take place off-site. Today, he's visiting an important client, along with daughter Lila. It's the biggest test yet of whether the scheme can work for him and other senior managers.
It's going to be interesting because they're going to be thinking, can you put 100% into what we want? You're going to have a baby there. Are you going to be able to, in that just one meeting, to ensure that, you know, they know what's going on, your tension's not taken up? Come on then. Let's go. Are you ready, little girl?
Paul's meeting an events management company who need to hire over 400 minicabs.
Hi there, how are you? Nice to see you. This is Lila. Say hi to Emma.
A potentially lucrative deal is at stake.
Come on. Oh, there. There. Now you're going to sit here beside Dad.
You're going to sit there? Like a big girl at the meeting.
What we can do is, like I say, I mean, we're happy to bring people on, you know, joint flights, especially people going back to Heathrow, to turn around and say, okay, I'm going to let you pay for a banana and see what you do. This is going to be so messy. When people turn around and say, well, OK, why are you bringing a baby? This is what Addison Lee do. And people all of a sudden start thinking, wow, that, you know, that's kind of like revolutionary. And it starts, people talking, it becomes a snowball effect. You know, people don't think about doing this, but the idea is now out, people will discuss it. And even if they discuss it with other colleagues, you know, it will get a bit of momentum.
Lovely to meet you. You have a lovely afternoon.
Thanks ever so much for your time.
No worries, I'll speak to you soon.
Take care.
I think that's definitely the first time I've ever had a business meeting with a baby, but it was definitely an experience. I think Paul was pretty good, I have to say. I thought he handled the situation very well. I'm not sure everyone would handle it quite as well, and I guess if everybody's allowed to take their child to work, not everybody would necessarily deal with it in quite the same way.
It don't look right, does it? He's all got his whistle and flute on and his baby. It don't look right. Got it hooked over his arm and he's carrying it like it's a rugby ball or something.
Whilst you'd have thought originally that the management team would be the sort of the last place that it should have worked, it's actually proven to be one of the easier because they are a little bit more flexible. It's the ones that have got work to do where they need to sit for longer periods that are the ones that are struggling to get the continuity to be productive.
Any reference for the booking, Meg?
The company's name, please. Come whining, baby.
In the call centre, the pressure is relentless. The team handle 25,000 calls a day, every day, and Thelma is starting to feel the strain.
Today I'm not really achieving my target because Tyler's teething, so it's making him quite miserable, and yeah, he's just been in a grumpy mood all day. He's been quite restless. He can't seem to drop off to sleep without me rocking him, and even when I do, he's up within about 5-10 minutes. The most he slept today has been about 15 minutes. Yeah, so it hasn't been that much of a great day.
Good afternoon, you're through to Zara. Can I take your phone number, please?
But Zara's learning to make the most of her moments of peace.
Alina's actually been sleeping for an hour and 15 minutes now, which is really good. So I'm getting a lot done. I'm just doing as many calls as I can. And because I know when she wakes up, I won't be taking as many calls.
Okay, and for the third booking, what time is it for?
And for one of the mums, with last week's error a distant memory, today is like any other day at the office.
I am in a routine now. I'm prepared mentally, physically, everything I need. And today is not extremely busy, which always helps. And she's in a good mood. And yeah, so today is a good day. Okay, that's all done. All 4 bookings for you confirmed and booked.
We pulled together some statistics for the girls. The one person that is actually performing just like an other agent is Shalon. She is reaching her target every day.
Okay, all done. Thanks, bye-bye.
And in fact, exceeded that target, which is a struggle for some of our full-time non-mum agents, so that's pretty impressive. She is an experienced mum. Her personality is that she's very, very focused, and she really wants this to work.
But for the other call centre mums, the situation is less clear-cut.
Get down. Drop it down.
The one thing I would say with Zara, her adherence, so the amount of time she was logged on for her shift, was around about 70% versus a target of 85%. The last week, I have noticed that drop. She's averaging out about 50%. I think a lot of that, to be fair, is to do with how far her daughter's come on.
Where are you going?
So she was sat in the buggy, sleeping a lot more, really quiet, whereas now she wants to be up and about. You know, she's more active. So I think in Zara's case, moving forward, if this was to continue, we'd probably need to look to adjust her target.
OK, so I'll get them to give you a call right now.
That'll be great, yeah.
Moving on to Thelma, is consistently only logging on for 50% of her shift, so the target is 85. So we would definitely need to reduce Selma's, probably lower than Zara's, to be fair. And we would need to monitor it. So Selma's a new mum, so I don't know whether that is having an impact, because the other mums, you know, it's not their first child.
What I've got pudding. Ooh. Monkey.
We benefit from having these mums in the business. You know, if we didn't have this scheme, then they wouldn't be here.
Good afternoon, Shalon speaking. Can I take passenger's contact number, please?
Meanwhile, Sales Administrator Maria is on the verge of pulling out. So far, she's struggled to combine her role with looking after daughter Tanisha. Today, she's meeting with Head of HR, Claire, and Sales Manager Tyrone to see if they can find a solution.
Just wanted to have a catch-up with you and Tyrone just to make sure everything's going okay. And be as honest as you like.
It was a real nightmare, to be honest, last Friday. We were so busy with emails, accounts coming in. It was very difficult to complete my work and look after Tanisha at the same time. She was very unsettled.
How are you finding it generally? What are your thoughts at the moment about it?
I'm kind of questioning whether I could do this permanently. If she's distracting me from my work, I'm just wondering, does that make me a bad employee? Kind of, you know. I don't want to be seen. I don't want, like, my manager to think, Tyrone to think, or my other colleagues to think that I'm slacking with my work.
This is a trial, but we understand that the parents maybe aren't going to be, you know, firing on all cylinders in that period, but we're willing to sort of be flexible with that, really.
I think Maria needs that reassurance that, you know, that she's not going to have a cross next to her name because of this period that she's had Tanisha in, that she maybe hasn't, you know, done as much as what she usually does. You know, you don't need to feel worried or stressed out about this in any way.
That's reassured me, actually, thank you.
Good.
I didn't want them to think that I was kind of taking advantage of the experiment and just spending time with Tanisha instead of doing my work. I can see they fully understand the situation. So, yeah, I feel much better now.
I'm really glad that Maria came and spoke to me about some of her concerns and problems. I think during this time of a trial, we need to know the truth. We need to know exactly what they're thinking, if they're stressed out, if they're happy, if they're sad, if they're finding it too much. So I would rather the mums and dads come and speak to us so then we can make adjustments.
No, you're not supposed to do that.
Mike is the second dad taking part in the trial. As a senior manager, work means that time is limited with his 15-month-old daughter, Remy.
We hear a lot about working mothers. I think if you think about working fathers, you know, I leave home in the morning somewhere about 7 and get home at a pretty similar time. So it's quite a big chunk of the day gone. Right, this looks nice in here. Oh. Who made the curtains then? I did. Did you? Remy?
Mike and his wife adopted Remy along with 2 older children, and it's important for him to be involved in their upbringing.
I think having both parents involved is going to be really quite fundamental to their development. So definitely they need exposure to me. And I think when we agreed to take the children on, we wanted to give them a proper upbringing and proper parenting. It wasn't a case of just making do. We really wanted them to develop and grow with us, really.
It's approaching the halfway point of the trial, and today is the management meeting.
Good morning, everyone. Morning.
It's the most important meeting of the month. And for the first time, MD Liam is letting 2 babies attend.
Do you make Daddy a bit late, Remy?
Hello.
We're obviously having a management meeting with a difference. Obviously, it won't be disruptive at all, and we'll just ignore them. We're going to just start off with some serious... So we've changed the IVR system now, haven't we?
Yeah, the IVR's all been changed. Lots of work been done, thanks to Mike as well for his help. We've got some new music coming as well, which Liam has picked.
Like a lot of ideas at Addison Lee, it's a bit crackers. But we do try a lot of new things, and most work, some don't. Yeah. Childcare is a constant battle for people. From a purely commercial point of view, I think this pilot is certainly worthwhile. I've worked for a range of organisations, and some have been really positive and helpful and concerned about family life, and others have not been interested at all. With a more balanced view, I feel that I was more productive, I was certainly more committed to the organisation, and I feel that the organisation got a great deal more out of me.
Can I have my agenda back, please? Is that all right? Can I have that? Thank you.
The babies aren't just lightening the mood, they're beginning to convince Liam that they could bring benefits.
I think commercially longer term, we will build in loyalty, we will build in better productivity for that person, and from an attitude towards people that we can attract to us as a business, because we do try these things, I think that will have its rewards.
Liam visits the call centre. The benefits for the business are becoming clearer, but he wants to find out the parents' perspective.
How have you found it generally? Because we haven't had a chance to catch up. How have you found it?
I'm loving it.
Hey.
I am. Me personally, I am absolutely loving it.
You wouldn't know you've got a baby next year because your figures have been exactly the same and you've just got here and got on with it.
That is my goal, to have as minimal disruption as possible.
And what about her? How's she?
You know what? I think she's doing okay.
We're getting some good positive feedback and some, you know...
So there's still a few kinks in there.
There are.
But if I could, I would. Me personally, I would.
Yeah. Well, I think you're a good example. All right, thanks, Lon.
Hiya. This has helped me out a lot. I get to spend time with Alina more.
Yeah. Saved you a bit of money?
Yeah, I saved.
Well, how much?
It'll be £200 this month for the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has actually benefited me a lot.
That's good. You all right, Thelma? He seems like really easy work.
I wish.
How's he been?
He's been great. At the minute, he's just been at home with me because I just went on maternity leave like 3 months ago.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is you coming back off maternity leave with him?
That's correct, yeah. I've been here for 4 years with the company, and I would hate to not be able to come back and sort of lose my position because obviously I haven't been able to find childcare for him. So it's been great getting out of the house and, you know, at least coming to work. You know, I do like and enjoy working here.
It's good to hear it's working. Good.
The baby revolution has even hit the sales floor. 2 weeks ago, sales manager Tyrone had his doubts. And after Tanisha's tantrum, Maria nearly left the trial. Now, the situation is transformed.
Good girl. She seems like a different child today. Last week she was really ill, so she wasn't in the best of mood. She was very unsettled, but today she's running around everyone, saying hello and interacting with them, and it's given me time to get on with my work, and she's been very happy throughout the day as well.
Yeah, it's been good today. It changes the vibe slightly when she comes in, and like some of the guys are commenting this morning as well that they like the vibe when she's in here. It mellows things down a little bit. She is like a little mini member of the team, you know. Everybody has their little moments with her.
Toes and eyes, and ears and mouth and nose.
Obviously, I don't want it too airy-fairy in here, but yeah, it is nice. The little change is nice.
Hello! She's had a couple of pints there, she's rolling, isn't it?
For the scheme to be made permanent, it has to have the support of the majority of staff. And some of the sceptics are changing their minds.
In general, love having her here. It's been good fun. Long may it continue. And if you would have seen me at the beginning, I wouldn't have said that. So, yeah, there's been a definite shift in attitude.
What are you doing? You ready?
She leans.
Yeah. The first day, I didn't like it at all. I didn't see any kind of reason or need to have children in the office. But now, yeah, I can see it's definitely viable. It can work without a doubt. The positives outweigh the negatives, definitely. I think everyone's getting enough done. and obviously the parent is, you know, getting what they want, and that's to raise their children.
For the company, it's a triumph of teamwork, whilst Maria is fulfilling her wish of seeing much more of her daughter.
She's really been interacting with all my work colleagues today, so that's given me time to do what I need to do. So I feel more positive today about the experiment and how well it's going. I think it's taken Tanisha about 3 weeks to kind of get used to everybody in the office.
You take that home and do some work. Hello, Addison Lee.
In the accounts department, the scheme is facing the toddler test. Monica is working alongside her 22-month-old daughter, Natasha, the oldest child taking part.
There you go. You can open it. Should we read it? I'd love to have another child, but at the moment, financially, I can't see it working out. I want Natasha to have brothers and sisters. I want to continue to build my family. If this was to work out, of course it would save us money. So yeah, it would help, it would push our decision to have a child earlier.
In the one-day trial, having Natasha around almost prevented Monica from ensuring all the drivers were paid.
I thought I've got a good multitasker, but I'm not able to do a few things. It's a lot harder with Natasha being here. I'm unable to be as efficient in my job as I normally am. Hello, who's it?
3 weeks into the 1-month trial, another day hasn't got off to a good start.
We've been here since 8 and basically been at my desk for all of 5 minutes. She just won't let me sit down today. See what happens, Bob. See what happens. Shut it quickly. So, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with her today. Doesn't want to do anything.
Not the greatest day to have her in. A little bit anxious about the amount of work we've got because we've got a couple of people off ill today, and plus Monica's not done. No, I'm not slagging Monica off, but she's not done anything for 2 hours since she's been here because of Natasha.
At 22 months, Natasha needs more stimulation and more attention. Monica's hopes of the trial working and expanding her family are fading.
Actually, I almost feel quite bad for her because she's not really telling me what she wants to do. She's not doing anything. I just think everyone's looking at me thinking they can't handle her. And they all keep coming up to me and saying, oh, she's not that bad, she's not that bad, she's not that bad. But in terms of how she normally is, she's that bad today. And I don't think I could do this full time. I think it's just got to a point where everyone can see she's in distress and it's not fair that I should keep her here like that. Especially because I know all she wants to do is go home. I don't think it's fair that I should bring Natasha back in tomorrow. I don't want you to get too hard, okay?
At any point, the parents have the option to leave the office with their children. And at 4 p.m, Monica does what any parent would do and takes Natasha home an hour early.
Sorry for her. I'll see you guys later.
With Natasha being returned to nursery, Monica's hope is that the trial succeeds and she might benefit in the future.
My niggle, I guess, if you want, regarding the older children, I think is based on what I've observed so far, is, you know, the older kids are more mobile for a start, so they're running around and, you know, the parent is having to watch them more, their co-workers having to watch them more so they don't run out of a door. That's where I think my issue or my worry comes from with the older kids, really.
As the last week of the trial approaches, decision day looms large. Managing Director Liam will make the final call about whether to make the Babies at Work scheme permanent.
I'm going
going to give you a form now. Can you fill that out for me? It's about babies at work trial. Okay. And what you thought. Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
First, Head of HR Claire and Liam's PA Vicky canvassed the company's 300 daytime staff. Without a majority in favour, the company's babies will have to leave.
So this is just a little straw poll. What's the general feeling?
General idea, general vibe.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I loved it.
It's just, you know, screaming babies I don't want. Yeah, but Sheila, I can't really say, look, your screams, you can't bring them in.
With the staff surveys in, the fate of the scheme is one step closer to being sealed.
I think people have got involved in it. I think people that thought they would have no interest in it have got involved in it and got an opinion on it. And I think a lot of people's opinions might have changed as well. I think some people have thought it was a ridiculous idea at first and now think it's really good.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Britain's first ever Babies at Work trial is nearing its end.
You have to come here and give me 5. No. No.
7 small babies have made a huge impact.
God bless. Available that present.
Oh.
And cats.
And as decision day approaches, even the fiercest critics are thinking twice.
When the car is on its way, you're going to get a text message to your phone.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, I know on trial day, you came over to me and you basically said, this is going to be a disaster. Okay, give me, honestly, your opinion.
I think it's been positive. I really do think it's been positive. I was very, very concerned. And it seems to have been a very positive thing for the children, positive for the mothers.
Yes.
I don't think it's been as bad as what I ever dreamt it would be.
Okay.
And and it's been great fun, really. I mean, even I love children. I mean, everyone loves children. No, it's been good. It's been good.
Nurseries it's £943 a month for her.
£943.
And 45 pence.
And I hope it does work for everyone, I really do. Because if it does make a significant saving, like you say, that's great.
Yeah.
That's really big, that's huge.
And you know what? Money aside, I'm not missing anything. She's here with me.
Right.
I don't have to be running off on my breaks and how is she today? Is she okay today?
Hey, come on in. You've been in here all day, all morning. Yeah.
After a month of babies in the office, today is the final day of the trial.
Hey, pumpkin.
Nobody knows if they'll see them again.
Hello, Tanisha. It's your last day today. We're going to miss you. Oh, yes, doggy. We'll miss Tanisha lots. I think I might cry when she goes.
After a sticky start, Tanisha has proved a hit in the sales department. The team are meeting their targets, and mother and daughter are bonding more closely.
I think I've got to know her a little bit more, which sounds a bit wrong because I'm her mother. I should know everything about Tanisha, but you know, I don't really spend that much time with her in reality. She's at nursery all day. I just bring her home for dinner time, bath time, sleep time, really. I don't get that good quality playtime, do we? No, so it's been great. Yum yum.
Hi, girls.
Head of HR Claire is more convinced than ever the scheme should be made permanent.
That just seems normal to me now. Yeah, that just seems the norm. To have a little baby there, it just seems what you do. You know, there's no problems. They're like asleep, they're fine. There's no problems. Especially at this age. I think it's really easy. It's going to be really sad, actually, to for them not to be around, really.
Come here. Hello.
Oh, oh, you're so cute. Get him on the phones next. Get you in. Yeah, you're laughing. We'll get you on the phones. Yeah. Yeah.
For Shalon, the trial has been a lifeline.
They've actually given us the executive toilet and made it baby-friendly. When I applied for the job, I knew it was reputable. This makes me know that I definitely made the right decision. And to be honest,
I won't be going anywhere, not for the foreseeable future, unless I get the sack, which I have no intention of doing. I will be here until retirement. This day and age, you need all that you can get, because this, it might not be cash from them, but it's an equivalent to, because the amount that I'm saving in childcare alone makes a huge difference. So, thank you, Addison Lee. Much appreciated. And that's the end of our day. See you.
Well, that is all booked for you. We're going to be there at 7 o'clock this evening.
And it's not just the parents the trial has affected.
I'm gonna miss you, Alina.
Say bye, Vicky. Bye, Alicia.
Can I give you?
Oh, I'm upset. I'm really upset. I want to miss them a lot.
Bye-bye.
I think it's just brought everyone closer, not just the mums and the babies. I think it brought everyone, the agents, the managers here, and everyone just got so involved in everything. It was really nice. Wow, it was a really good experience.
Watch your film, be careful, you're dealing.
In the last month, one taxicab firm has gone where no British company has gone before. With the trial over, the babies have left the office and life has returned to normal. Shalon and Thelma are back to being mums at home. Maria comes to work without Tanisha. And Paul drops baby Lila off at nursery before work.
Oh, sweetie pie.
See you later.
Daddy's coming back. He's coming back.
Can I have your account number, please?
Now, Managing Director Liam must make a decision. Will his company become the first in Britain to run a permanent babies at work scheme?
Vicky Jane and I have been doing all the research that you asked us to do.
We'll go and start. What was the feedback? What was the reaction from?
So we did a very, very quick traffic light form. 116 people were amber and said they didn't mind either way. We had 24 red saying no, they definitely don't want to do it. But then we had 76 green saying 100%, please can we do it? And actually, a lot of the reds came from the finance department,
Right.
where Monica was based. Obviously, Monica's little girl was that little bit older, and finance is quite a quieter floor, isn't it, compared to this?
I would have thought you'd have had a few more greens, to be honest.
The issue with toddlers has thrown up an additional option.
If we do put a nursery in place, I know, Monica and Maria have both said to me that it would be life-changing for them.
But they've struggled, haven't they, having them at the desk?
Yeah, because they're a bit too old. So, they're the age now, they're both over 1, that they would be down in the nursery. And they've both said to me, if we had a nursery, it would be amazing. But they just don't feel that maybe if we continued the babies at work for any age, it would work for them, because they're too old.
This is the serious bit. Decisions that we do make now, people are going to make longer-term life decisions about whether they do or don't have kids, what they do. So we've got to be 100% sure from this point forwards that whatever we decide, we're prepared to honour, stick to, and it has got to work for us.
It's been a month since the babies left the company. And after much deliberation, it's the moment of truth. For everyone involved, it's a decision that will have a profound impact on the way they live, work, and parent.
I am feeling a bit, what's going to happen. If they did decide that, then me and Peter would definitely consider, maybe having another child.
If they come back and say, it's not going to be done, sorry, too chaotic, then I will be very disappointed.
If they go ahead with it, that would be great, because I got myself into a routine of coming into work and then all of a sudden I'm not doing it anymore. So I kind of I felt a bit lost.
If we're going to do this, then it's a really massive, massive decision. I think it's a bigger decision than I initially thought it was going to be. It's changing the whole culture of the company.
Liam gathers everyone together to make the announcement.
Afternoon, everybody. Thank you, everyone. It's been an interesting experiment, it's not been without its challenges. It's had its highs and its lows, and we've had to adapt and we've had to work our way through this. We appreciate that whatever we decide today will affect people's lives for the future, will affect people deciding to have families. So it's not a decision that we've taken lightly. And the decision is that we will be allowing babies at work.
And there's more good news for the parents.
We have also decided to introduce a nursery as well. Basically, we think the idea should be that the babies up to a year, until they become mobile, will be at the desks and in the workplace, and after that, then we'll put them down into the nurseries. So, you know, the hope is that as we grow old and we're looking at grandchildren, that this will be commonplace. So thanks again, and, you know, look forward to seeing your babies back at work.
Wow, I am ecstatic. I think it's a great idea. I'm still in shock. I can't believe he decided to go ahead with it.
I am so happy with the announcement. Basically, for the next 2.5 years, I have no childcare issues at all.
Thanks ever so much.
It's all right. It will be good.
Being able to bring Lila here to work with me by my desk, that's going to have a profound impact on mine and her relationship.
Yeah, I know certainly a few people on our floor would be up for bringing their babies in. I certainly would.
We didn't really think it would work initially.
We actually miss Tanisha, actually.
Yeah, we do.
We do miss her.
Maybe time for another.
It definitely pushed our decision. It would definitely push our decision this way.
There are many components to having staff. There's what you pay them, there's what you get out of them. And it's that productivity that you want to try and strive to create, not over like 1 year or 6 months. It's expensive to recruit. So therefore, if we can keep somebody here for 10 years, the idea that they had 6 months to look after a child, you know, that pays for itself 10 times over.
They've proved this scheme can work in Britain. But will other companies follow in the footsteps of Addison Lee's babies?
We know from our experience that setting up an on-site nursery was a radical idea in its time, but it just shows, in terms of the benefits for the employees, how it soon becomes an accepted way of working. Whilst new ideas like bringing your baby to work seem radical, who knows what the future will bring in terms of that becoming an accepted working practice.
I feel really proud of where we've come to. I feel really proud that we have taken this on board, we've given it a go, we've trialled it, it's worked. And I feel really proud that actually we're going to be the first company doing this. I almost think a lot of companies, how can you not? If we can do it, you know, I don't understand really why a lot of companies can't adopt it in some way, shape or form.